Okay, so today is actually day 18 in terms of the day that I'm going to post this. And the reason why there's been such a huge gap between day 9 and day 18 is because I lost 6 days to a hangover. Then by day 15, by the time the hangover had shifted and I felt a bit more normal again, I had 3 back-to-back weddings, which are always crazy, but one of those weddings is my next episode, so maybe I'm back on track with this project. The last 6 days, though, have been a bit of an abyss. It's been like a hole in my month, and that is often the way hangovers go for me, unfortunately. To be really honest with you, because this is kind of what this whole project is about, I am actually very sober curious, which is a term floating around a lot at the moment, as more and more people, I think of my generation anyway, give up the booze and go completely clean, and I'm really intrigued by that, to be honest. But also, honestly, the only problem is that I do love beer and fun, so I don't know, maybe it's something that I'll explore more as the years go on. So for context, this day that I'm cleaning, it is Saturday the 26th of October, 2 days until my 38th birthday. And the day started really well. As you can see, I felt very positive, I was excited, I had amazing plans that exact day for my birthday. But unfortunately, a mere, how many hours later? 12 hours later? I would embark on a horrendous hangover, which would completely ruin my mood for 6 days. I mean, I say 6 days. I basically had 2 or 3 days where I couldn't really function properly. And then 2 or 3 days after that of wallowing, feeling like I'd lost traction of this project, feeling like I'd lost my consistency, questioning my life choices, feeling frustrated because I hadn't done any exercise for 6 days and I've been doing so well up until that point. Bookshelf looking neater. That was about 17 minutes of tidying, crunched into 30 seconds. So absolutely ages ago, we had a plant fall off the shelves above this space and kind of didn't really clear it up properly. It was mid-season for me, we were in a rush, and then it completely got forgotten about. And I've just pulled the chair out and it's horrendous. Like, seriously, look at the state of this. So I'm going to sort it. So hangover days aside, plus the days of wallowing and feeling sorry for myself, brings us to today. And I've basically realised that the whole point of this project is to embrace the fact that it's not just going to be a quick fix and an immediate overhaul on my entire life. That's not how things work. On about day 15 or 16, I even spoke to my friend who knows I'm doing this and said, I think I'm done. Like, I can't keep it up. I can't keep recording and posting, things like that. And I said the same to my cousins as well. My 2 cousins are 2 of my best friends. They were 2 of my bridesmaids and they know I'm doing this as well. They basically sent me a really lovely supportive message just saying the videos I've done so far were lovely. They might help someone with anxiety, depression, feelings of very low mood, and that if I felt like I'd hit a wall and I'd come to the end of the project, then that was also okay, and to just not be too hard on myself. However, on day 15, I had a little bit of an epiphany where I realised that I had literally been giving my own advice a few videos ago where I said consistency just means consistently trying, not necessarily consistently experiencing results. Whereas the process of trying means you'll have moments of failure, but then sometimes it's hard to pick yourself up and keep on going. Consistently trying, I feel, means that on those days of failure or those misses, you have to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and realise the power of consistently trying and carrying on. The thing is, I know that I can maintain consistency because I did complete 437 lessons of Duolingo in Italian, and actually when we went to Italy to get married, I was chatting away in Italian in some Italian restaurants to some Italian people who couldn't even speak much English, and in my head I felt like I'd really smashed achieving something. Like, just for context, 437 lessons, that took over 2 years. That is consistency. However, 2 weeks ago I dropped off Duolingo when Dan and I were visiting my dad and his mum in hospital before his mum passed away, and now I'm back to zero. You know what though? Saying this now, on reflection, in this moment, the only person who can get me to start my Duolingo streak again and carry it on and try and beat 437 lessons in a row is me. So that brings us to today. what is happening here? Well, this is 2 days before my 38th birthday, as already pointed out. And today I have plans to go to the pub for a big session with loads of friends for a Back to Ibiza themed party, which I've hired a sax player for, hired a DJ for. But for some reason, I decided to do a really deep clean of our front room when I should have been getting ready. This is something that I do a lot, by the way. This room basically makes our flat livable. And what I mean by that is the size of it is actually really nice and gives us the space to not feel like we're in a really cramped one-bed flat, which essentially we are. But this room makes it bearable. Nay, we actually love our flat, probably mainly because of this room. If you're wondering, by the way, these shorts were bought for me for my hen weekend. They are football shorts because we did what is called bubble football. And the girls decided it would be a lovely idea to get Dan's face printed all over them. He's got a really angry expression as well, which makes them even funnier. Thank you, Einstein. You helping? You helping? Go on then. Thank you. You're... Hey. Good boy. Good boy. Einstein loves bringing his gifts, loves helping out, not very good at dropping. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, sure.
Let's move on to the night out. I'd searched my wardrobe for about 25 minutes looking for a skirt that I could wear to a clubbing themed day. Didn't have one, so decided to make one. I use the term make loosely. So now the time is 1:30 in the afternoon and I've met some gorgeous friends for lunch before we go to the pub to celebrate my birthday. I did put on the invitations that rave wear was encouraged and Katie's nailed that. So just to be clear, at this point I'm having a really fun time. All my friends are there, I'm having some shots which taste delicious. Baby Guinness, by the way, tastes like dessert. And then here is the sax player. So I'd booked and bought and paid for this guy for myself for my own birthday because that is the kind of person I am when my birthday is happening. I love celebrating my birthday. I think that ageing is a privilege. It's not guaranteed. Sorry about that, by the way. Had a bit of a moment. So every birthday I always go overboard celebrating. Honestly, this guy is so vibey and the whole atmosphere in the pub was so brilliant. Like, loads of my best mates came. Unfortunately, Dan couldn't come, by the way, because he got neurovirus and he was so ill. It was unreal. He actually lost weight because of it. But loads of my mates were here. I was having a really lovely time. There was an incredible sunset. We were all having a little dance and it was a great day. What can I say? I can't deny that. If I'm completely honest though, my hangover, because of how much I drank, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, it completely ruined and tinged the night for the week following. So everyone kept saying to me, oh my God, how was your birthday? It looked amazing. Did you have the best time? And whilst I was telling everyone that I did have the best time because it was really fun, I was in a hole of booze, blues and deep fear. What have you got? Honey, what have you got? So fast forward 2 days and today is my 38th birthday. Einstein brought me my birthday cards in bed, but again, he struggles to drop. Can you hear his tail wagging and hitting the duvet? A lot of people think it's disgusting, by the way, that we let him on our bed. And I do get that. We don't have kids, so he is like our baby. We love this dog so much, we just don't really care. He also flipping loves presents because at Christmas he gets wrapped presents which he knows to tear open. And when he does tear them open, it results in him getting either a bone or a new toy. So he's absolutely losing his mind over the fact that he's got loads of presents here and that I'm kind of letting him open them. So at this stage, on this day, there's like a bit of a mix of emotions going on in our household. Einstein is totally carrying both of us through. Dan is still incredibly unwell. I don't know how I didn't catch it, by the way. He was so poorly. And neurovirus is meant to be highly contagious. And obviously he's grieving as well, which makes everything so much worse. And they say dogs know. Einstein knows. By the way, remember a few videos ago when I couldn't find our onion chopper? That is why he flipping bought me a new one and threw away the old one. So my birthday day was incredibly wholesome. I kind of needed it to be. It was like food for the soul. I went for a gorgeous lakeside dog walk with my really good friend whose daughter has just learnt to say oh no and just learnt to shrug. Do you know what? The outdoors and fresh air is the ultimate remedy to anything, and Biscoff brownies, as demonstrated here by Daisy.
Shovel it in.
Like, look at how cute she is. Look at the effort put towards that brownie. Then in the afternoon, I went over to my brother and sister-in-law's house where my nieces reside. They are my favourite humans in the entire world. And in fact, my oldest niece was one of the main reasons I left London and moved back to Lincoln. She was born whilst I still lived in London, but I really missed seeing her grow up. My brother absolutely hates confetti because of the mess it makes, but he made an allowance today for my birthday. And then we went pumpkin picking, which is something I've never done before, but I absolutely loved it. Very, very wholesome. Despite the fact that I was feeling incredibly queasy and like I wanted to throw up, this laughter, this belly laughter is genuine, and I was completely cheered up by spending the day with these guys. There was a maze. It was so brilliant. It looks pretty low-key and shabby, but it was hilarious. However, we did have a traumatic experience. My oldest niece ran off to explore the maze and then got lost, and we did this for about 15 minutes trying to find her, and then it ended in tears. However, we all survived. On the evening of my birthday, a big group of friends, well, 12 of us, met up at an Indian restaurant to have dinner together and to celebrate. And the next day, it was back to work, still feeling hungover. If you're wondering, by the way, yes, that is the tag still in my new jumper. I'll keep the tag in for a day and wear the item just to make sure that it wears well and that I definitely want to keep it. Anyway, here I am opening a very unexpected present from Dan. He got me Starbucks delivered because he knew that I still felt rough and that I still felt a little bit down, but he knew also that I have a massive workload and I need to crack on. It was so appreciated. Starbucks is definitely a divider of opinions, isn't it? Let's be honest. Bit of a corporate cash cow. However, in terms of getting delivery of a coffee and a nice autumnal cinnamon muffin, then it does the job. This small act was a massive boost to my mood. Look at the state of me. Seriously. Look at the state of me. I think I've missed like 4 or 5 days of uploading because I haven't wanted to do anything besides stewing and being hungover and regretting all my life choices. So that is pretty much how it went. I had a great birthday, but in getting too drunk and putting myself into a hungover hole, which, like I said, a lot of people can do that and it doesn't affect them, but it's just the worst thing I can do for my brain and my mind. And then what followed were days and days of the flat getting messier, my mood getting lower, and me just feeling like I've totally lost my momentum with this project. However, in the interest of trying to keep this project realistic and authentic and honest and raw, I am going to post this and I'm going to carry on and I'm going to keep consistently trying.